Actually, I released the first raffle on Solana called SOL Patrol. We created our first dev team from the community, and we essentially became almost a dev shop or an engineering firm. We built out a lot of projects for customers through 2022, 2023 within our venture studio. My name is Karthik. Right now, I'm located here in Chicago in the Midwest in the US. Just a little bit of background. Been developing in Solana since 2021. Actually, I released the first raffle on Solana called SOL Patrol, and that kind of, got some exposure. And from there, we created our first dev team from the community. And we essentially became almost a dev shop or an engineering firm. And we built out a lot of projects for customers through 2022. 2023 within our venture studio. In 2024, we decided to roll the entire team into Honeycomb Protocol. So Honeycomb Protocol essentially simplifies Solana game development. When we were working on a lot of projects for customers and clients, we noticed that it's very difficult to just go and start and build a game on Solana. And so we wanted to really streamline that process and make it as easy as possible for new developers that are just coming into the space to get onboarded, as well as make it as easy as possible for existing Solana devs to build games. Protocol is kind of designed like a nuclear power plant. Within a power plant, there's this role called the operator, and the operator sits in the control room, and they know if they touch any of the buttons, or change any variables, how that ripples across the entire power plant. So same philosophy is taken into Honeycomb. Essentially, as the game creator, you're trying to maintain a game and keep it in the steady state situation. So you want to keep it steady state so that you avoid any transients. And when the transient happens, that's when usually a game, or in the sense of a power plant, it's a bad day. You have an emergency situation. So we want to be able to create a set of tools where you can keep your game in this equilibrium. We believe that a game is this living, breathing system, and we wanted to make it as easy as possible for you to build and maintain that steady state. So there's four components here that are symbolic to the reactor. So the four modules are the Hive control, the Acid hub, the Nectar utilities, and the Buzz kit. Why Honeycomb Protocol, or what is the solution? Well, we provide a set of on-chain programs and SDKs to make it as easy as possible to build on Solana. We also have generalized state compression. One of the big issues with building a game for a massive audience is that you don't have, the fees start to become very expensive. A lot of people, they create hybrid solutions for that, but we believed we wanted to make as much as possible on-chain kind of coexist. And we were able to do that with state compression. And we're able to essentially reduce your on-chain fees by anywhere between 500x to 1500x. And then kind of the three main features are down there below. So the interoperable programs, everything works together. If you create a resource, then that resource can be staked. That resource can be turned into an item, crafted into a sword, and then attached to your character, which is all CNFTs. And then the state compression and SDKs to reduce the complexity. So this is just a design overview of what is Honeycomb Protocol. And we have these four modules that I had brought up earlier. So on the left side, this is the on-chain utility layer. This is all the primitives that have been discovered in the last cycle: quests, missions, staking, loot boxes. Then the Hive control, this is where you initialize a game, and you'll be able to create your player profile, manage your project authority, as well as we have this thing called Shadow Signer, which will let you automatically sign transactions in the background. So it's just, user no longer has to sign every single time. It'll just happen in the background. Then we have this Acid hub, which is kind of the core piece for generating all the in-game items and characters and currency, as well as managing all the payments for buying and selling items. Then the last one is the guild kit, which kind of ties it all together to be able to do this all in a co-op or multiplayer gameplay. We believe that all financial transactions in the world will eventually happen on the single state machine, which is Solana SVM. What excites me the most is that we're kind of drifting away from the modular approach that we saw on EVM. And now we're building a lot of it directly on the L1. And what that allows is easier composability between protocols. So for example, with Honeycomb Protocol, I can go ahead and easily interact with a lending protocol, right? I can go easily interact with a game engine, maybe built on SVM. This ability to have a permissionless way and, not have to go to events, not have to meet, this L2 group and ask them for permission. We can just start to collaborate, in this new permissionless, manner that I think is the strong advantage right now. It kind of actually intertwines with my personal goal as well. So back in 2022, I was working with Dana and Donnie from Foundation, and we were starting up Solana University at the time. So the goal was to open up dev faucets all around the world and try to onboard as many Web 2 devs into Web 3. The same idea is kind of the reason why we're working on Honeycomb Protocol. We want to onboard as many Web 2 devs into Web 3. The team has this vision or this insight on where we think, the direction of the world, the economy, the industry, gaming industry is going. And we just want to make it as easy as possible to bring in new devs and not make them feel overwhelmed, right? Reducing that complexity layer. We just finished up the last modules for the Colloseum Hackathon. That was the resource manager and the shadow signer. Now everything is completed, but we're still making the final production build stable. Very soon we'll be having our alpha launch. So then we'll be allowing some private testers that want to come and start building on Honeycomb. We're essentially rolling out alpha here really soon. So we'll be launching pretty soon here. It's actually a funny story. The first hacker house I went to was the Chicago Hacker House. I really like, the whole anon, pseudo-anonymous friend we have, right, in crypto. So I was trying to not give away my location. And one day, one of my friends said, they were one of the other people in that chat, they were like, come to the Chicago Hacker House. I had never been to a crypto or Web3 event ever, and I was a bit hesitant. But when I first went to that hacker house, it was really interesting because it allowed me for the first time interact with people that are like-minded and just have some really good, deep conversations and really explore, kind of the space we're in. And that just led me to pretty much go to every single hacker house after that. I was an ETH maxi before a Solana maxi. One thing I noticed, and before then I was a Bitcoin maxi. On Bitcoin in 2017, we thought Lightning Network was gonna, kind of solve a lot of issues, which, didn't really. Then Ethereum rolled around and, they had the whole ETH 2.0 roadmap, but then things really kind of started to slow down as the community started to pull in kind of the two directions, efficient speed versus decentralized. And that's what really opened up my eyes to Solana. One, I really liked, when I read the white paper, I really liked the architecture. Number two was I really liked the team behind Solana. And when you have a great product and you have a great team, there's a chance of success, right? There's a chance that, this can be the one that really gets that adoption that we need to drive Web3. So slowly that I was building up my thesis and eventually, went all in 2021. Yeah, I'm really, really happy about that. So the reason why I like Solana, well, the fees, the performance, and the community behind it, the culture, as well as Solana Labs, Anza Foundation, all of those people they all have mental awareness of how to drive the ecosystem forward. You can come to our website, which is honeycombprotocol.com. And there's a Twitter link as well as a Discord. You can also search in Twitter Honeycomb Protocol and it'll pop right up. I would have to say, so that Jumeirah Beach area, or the Palm area was really cool. It's the Atlantis Royal for one event, and the view from there it was just beautiful. So I think the Palm is my favorite spot.